There is a financial opportunity unfolding right now that's almost certainly larger than the internet boom of the 1990s, larger than the mobile revolution, larger than the rise of social media, larger than crypto, possibly larger than all of them combined. The biggest financial opportunity in a generation. It's artificial intelligence. And in 2026, it's already creating new millionaires at a pace nobody is fully tracking. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta are collectively spending over $650 billion on AI infrastructure this year alone. $650 billion in a single year from 4 companies. When that much capital moves into a single technological shift, fortunes get made. They always do. The question isn't whether AI will create millionaires. AI will create millionaires, probably more than any other technological revolution in human history. The question is, who? And here's where things get uncomfortable, because almost every video, every newsletter, every social media account telling you how to get rich from AI is steering you toward the same losing answer. They're telling you to buy AI stocks, pick the next Nvidia, get into the right ticker before everyone else does. Find the underpriced AI play before Wall Street notices. This is the lottery ticket version of getting rich from AI. And historically, almost everyone who plays this version loses. The people who actually got rich from the internet weren't the ones who bought AOL stock in 1996. They weren't the ones picking the winners. They weren't the day traders on tech message boards. They were a completely different group of people, doing a completely different thing. And tonight I'm going to show you exactly what that group did during the internet revolution, and exactly how to do the equivalent during this one. Because the pattern is repeating right in front of us, and most people are missing it for the same reasons they missed it the first time. By the end of this, you'll understand something most people will refuse to accept until it's too late. AI will create more millionaires than the internet ever did, but not by buying AI stocks. By becoming an operator who uses AI before everyone else figures out how. Before we talk about AI, let me show you what actually happened during the internet revolution, because almost everyone remembers it wrong. What the internet actually created. In 1996, the most popular advice for getting rich from the internet was simple: buy internet stocks, pets.com, Webvan, eToys, iVillage, theglobe.com. The list of can't-miss internet companies in the late 1990s was endless. Almost every single one of them collapsed in the dot-com crash. Hundreds of billions of dollars in market value evaporated. Retail investors who'd put their savings into these companies lost everything. Many of them never recovered financially. The buy internet stocks version of getting rich from the internet was a disaster. But here's what nobody talks about. While the speculators were losing everything, a completely different group of people was quietly becoming rich. And they didn't do it by picking the right stocks. They did it by building businesses on top of the new infrastructure. The owner of a small mail-order business who put his catalog on the internet in 1998 and watched his customer base expand from one state to the entire country. The graphic designer who learned web design in 1997 and started charging triple her rates as demand exploded. The small bookstore that adapted into an online store and turned into something nobody could have predicted. The kid who registered domain names in his bedroom and sold them years later for millions. These were the real internet millionaires, not the people who bought the stocks. The people who used the technology to do something, anything, faster, cheaper, or better than anyone else could. The internet didn't create wealth for the people who invested in it. It created wealth for the people who built with it. And the same pattern is unfolding right now with artificial intelligence. The difference is that this time, the technology is even more powerful, the leverage is even greater, and the window is still wide open. But the average person isn't being told this story. They're being told the lottery ticket story, and they're going to lose for the same reasons people lost during the dot-com bubble. The truth has always been quieter than the hype, and it's quieter now than it's ever been. Right now, in 2026, almost everyone trying to get rich from AI is falling into the same trap. And the trap is being set by the same financial industry that profited from the dot-com bubble and the crypto bubble and every other speculative wave in history. The trap most people will fall into. The trap looks like this. Find the right AI stock. Time the entry correctly. Hold through the volatility. Become a millionaire when the company hits its peak. This is what almost every AI investing video on YouTube is selling. It's what stock pickers are pumping in their newsletters. It's what social media influencers are promising. Buy this stock. Time it right. Get rich. Historically, this approach destroys far more wealth than it creates. Here's why. In any technological revolution, the winners aren't predictable in advance. In 1996, almost nobody picked Amazon. The conventional wisdom at the time said Amazon would be crushed by Barnes & Noble. Almost nobody picked Google. It didn't even exist until 1998, and most analysts dismissed it for years after that. The companies that became dominant in the Internet era were almost never the ones being touted as the next big thing by the financial press. They emerged from obscurity. By the time they were obvious winners, the easy money had already been made. AI will work the same way. The dominant AI companies of 2035 are probably not the ones being pumped by stock newsletters in 2026. Some of them might be, most of them won't be. And the ones being most aggressively promoted right now are the most likely to disappoint because their prices already reflect every optimistic assumption about their future. Meanwhile, the truly transformational AI companies that will mint millionaires in 15 years are probably either too small to notice right now or don't exist yet. This is the pattern in every technological revolution. The obvious winners at the start of the wave almost never end up being the actual winners. And the people who put their savings into the obvious winners almost always end up losing. The lottery ticket version of getting rich from AI isn't just unreliable. It's structurally designed to lose. The people selling it know this. They sell it anyway because they make money from your transactions, your subscriptions, your courses, not from whether your stock picks actually work. There's a better version, the one almost nobody is talking about. The one that quietly mints millionaires while everyone else is chasing tickers. The real path to wealth in the AI revolution is the one nobody is selling because it requires effort. It requires showing up. It requires building something, and those things don't market well as passive income or easy money. The operator advantage. An operator is someone who uses the new technology to do something better, faster, or cheaper than anyone else can. Not someone who bets on which companies will rise, someone who applies the technology in the real world. During the Internet revolution, the operators included people who built e-commerce stores when competitors were still using catalogs, people who built websites for local businesses when most local businesses didn't have one, people who learned digital marketing when everyone else was still buying newspaper ads, people who built online communities, online courses, online services that didn't exist in the analog economy. None of them needed to be tech geniuses. None of them needed venture capital. None of them needed to pick the right stock. They just had to be the ones in their industry who used the new technology before everyone else did. The same window is wide open right now with AI, and the operators who step through it are quietly becoming wealthy. Some of them are running AI agencies that help small businesses automate their customer service. Some of them are using AI to produce content at scale and dominate niches that used to take entire teams. Some of them are building AI-powered services in industries that haven't caught up yet. Real estate, dental practices, legal research, accounting, healthcare, education. The financial press doesn't cover these people because they don't make exciting headlines. They don't have IPOs. They don't have stock tickers. They're just regular operators in regular industries who got their hands on AI tools before their competitors did and watched their businesses grow faster and more profitably than they would have otherwise. This is the unglamorous truth about every technological revolution. The biggest fortunes aren't made by the people who bet on the technology. They're made by the people who use the technology to outwork their competition before the competition catches up. The operator advantage is enormous right now because the vast majority of small and medium businesses still haven't figured out how to use AI effectively. They know they should, they've heard they should, but they don't know where to start. That gap, The gap between the businesses that know AI matters and the businesses that actually use it well is one of the largest economic opportunities of the next decade. And the people who close that gap, for themselves or for others, are the ones who will become rich. There's a second category of AI millionaire that's already being created in 2026, and while it overlaps with the buy AI stocks trap, it's actually a different game. The infrastructure winners. When a gold rush starts, the people who get rich aren't usually the prospectors. They're the ones selling shovels, the ones running the supply lines, the ones renting out the equipment. The AI gold rush works the same way. The biggest, most reliable financial winners so far have been the infrastructure companies, the ones selling the picks and shovels of the AI revolution. Nvidia made millionaires, not because Nvidia won the AI race, because Nvidia sold the chips that every company training AI models needed. Taiwan Semiconductor reported 35% revenue growth in early 2026 because they manufacture the chips for Nvidia and almost every other major AI hardware company. ASML, which makes the machines that make the chips, raised its 2026 revenue forecast on AI demand. These aren't AI companies in the sexy sense. They're not building chatbots or writing code or generating images. They're selling the foundational equipment that everyone else in AI depends on. And they've been quietly producing some of the largest wealth creation events of the last 3 years. The cloud providers, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, are seeing AI revenue explode because every AI application needs somewhere to run. Microsoft is targeting $25 billion in AI-related revenue alone in fiscal 2026. Google Cloud grew 48% year over year in the most recent quarter, driven significantly by AI demand. The picks and shovels companies are real. They're making real money. And their stocks have been some of the largest wealth creators of the past 3 years. But here's the rebel truth nobody wants to admit. The biggest gains in these stocks are likely already behind us. Nvidia at $650 a share isn't the same opportunity as Nvidia at $60 a share. The picks and shovels narrative is now the most heavily marketed story on Wall Street, which historically means most of the easy money has already been extracted. The infrastructure winners of the next 5 years probably aren't going to be the same names. They'll be the data center operators that don't have public stocks yet, the energy companies powering the next wave of AI compute, the networking and cooling and specialized hardware companies still waiting in the wings. If you want to play the infrastructure game, do it with a small percentage of your portfolio, in broad funds that capture the whole sector, and don't bet your retirement on any single name. But understand this clearly. The infrastructure game is the easier money compared to operating. It's also the smaller game compared to operating. The biggest fortunes from the AI revolution will not come from picking the right chip stock. They'll come from being the operator who uses the chips to build something new. Let me show you something. Not a theory, a scene. 2 people in 2026. Both of them are convinced AI is the biggest financial opportunity of their lifetime. Both of them are right about that. They both want to get rich from this revolution. And they both have about $10,000 to put toward that goal. The first person, let's call him Marcus, takes the obvious route. He listens to the financial influencers. He subscribes to the AI investing newsletters. He puts his $10,000 into a handful of AI stocks, Nvidia, a couple of AI-focused ETFs, a small position in a hot speculative AI company he saw on social media. For a few months, his portfolio goes up. He feels brilliant. He tells his friends he's getting in early. Then the AI sector hits a rough quarter. His portfolio drops 20%. He panics. He shifts his money around. He chases the next hot AI name. He gets it slightly wrong. Then the next one. Then the next one. A year later, Marcus's $10,000 is worth $8,000. He's spent 50 hours a month checking his portfolio. He's lost sleep. He's argued with his partner about it. He's still chasing the next AI winner, convinced that the next one will be the one. He's not going to be a millionaire from this. The second person, let's call her Priya, takes a completely different route. She puts $5,000 into a broad market index fund, the boring kind we've talked about before. The other $5,000 she invests in herself. She spends $1,000 on courses to deeply learn one specific AI capability. She picks a niche, AI-powered marketing automation for small dental practices. She doesn't even know if it'll work, but she commits to it. She spends another $1,000 on tools, software, subscriptions, sample materials. She spends the rest on a small marketing budget, outreach to local dental practices, a simple website, a basic offer. For 3 months, nothing happens. She wonders if she's wasting her time. Then her first client signs up, then her second. By the end of the year, she has 10 clients paying her $2,000 a month each. She's running a small business that generates $20,000 in monthly recurring revenue. By year 2, she's hired help and grown to 50 clients. By year 3, she's running a real agency. By year 5, she's sold the agency for several $1 million to a larger marketing company that wants to acquire her client base and her playbook. Meanwhile, Marcus is still trying to figure out which AI stock to buy next. Same starting capital, same belief in the opportunity, same 5 years. One of them got rich from the AI revolution. The other one watched it pass by while staring at his portfolio. That's the pattern. It's not new. It happened during every previous technology wave. And it's happening again, right now, while most people are looking the wrong direction entirely. The most important thing to understand about the AI revolution in 2026 is something almost nobody talks about plainly. The window is wide open. In every technological revolution, there's a window between when the technology becomes capable enough to transform industries and when the broader market figures out how to use it. During that window, the operators who move quickly capture disproportionate value. Once the window closes, the easy money is gone, and what's left is competing in a crowded market. The Internet window opened around 1995 and closed somewhere around 2005. People who built businesses online during that window often built generational wealth. People who tried the same thing in 2010 found a much more crowded landscape with much less room. The mobile window opened around 2008 and started closing around 2014. The same pattern repeated. The AI window is open right now, and it's open wide. The vast majority of small and medium businesses in the world are aware that AI exists. They've heard they should be using it. They might have tried a free version of one tool, but they don't have AI integrated into their workflows. They don't have AI agents handling their customer service. They don't have AI-generated content at scale. They don't have AI-driven marketing automation. They don't have AI-powered operations. This isn't a niche gap. This is the vast majority of businesses on Earth. Every single one of those businesses represents an opportunity for an operator who knows how to use AI to help them. Every single one. Some of those opportunities are tiny, small businesses with limited budgets. Some of them are enormous, large enterprises ready to spend significantly on AI transformation. Across the entire spectrum, there's more demand than there is supply. The operators stepping into this gap right now are pricing their services at levels that would have been laughable 5 years ago. $2,000 a month to run AI-powered marketing for a single dental practice, $5,000 to set up a customer service automation, $25,000 to consult on AI integration for a mid-sized business. These prices aren't crazy. They're the market clearing rate when demand outstrips supply this dramatically. Operators are making real money, and many of them are quietly crossing the millionaire threshold within 2 to 3 years of starting. The window won't stay open forever. Eventually, AI tools will become so common that the operator advantage shrinks. Eventually, every business will have built-in AI features that don't require a consultant to set up. Eventually, the easy money will be gone. But that's 3 to 5 years from now, maybe 7. Right now, in 2026, the window is open. Most people are spending their time watching AI stocks instead of becoming AI operators. And the operators who do step through the window are quietly building the next wave of millionaire-level wealth. If you're going to be an operator in the AI revolution, there's one skill that matters more than any other, and almost nobody is teaching it correctly. The skill that matters most. It's not learning to code. AI now writes most of the code for you. It's not learning the latest tool. The tools change every 6 months. It's not learning prompt engineering, despite what every social media guru is selling. Prompt engineering is real, but it's a small skill, not a transformational one. The skill that matters most is the ability to identify a specific, painful, well-defined business problem and solve it with AI faster than anyone else can. That's it. That's the whole game. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need a technical background. You don't need venture capital or special connections. You need the ability to look at how a specific business operates, find the part of their workflow that's slow or expensive or error-prone, and use AI to make it dramatically better. The operators making real money right now all share this pattern. They picked a niche, a specific kind of business, in a specific industry with a specific kind of problem. They got obsessed with that niche. They learned its language, its pain points, its budget cycles, its decision makers, and they used AI to solve a problem the niche had been living with for years. The dental practice operator who used AI to handle patient scheduling, follow-up calls, and review collection. The real estate operator who used AI to automate listing descriptions, lead nurturing, and document review. The accountant who used AI to dramatically speed up the painful parts of bookkeeping and tax prep, the healthcare operator using AI for medical imaging analysis and patient communication. None of them are AI experts in the technical sense. They're operators who picked a niche, mastered it, and applied AI tools to solve the niche's biggest problems. This is the version of getting rich from AI that the financial press won't tell you about because there's no stock ticker. No newsletter to sell, no course that explains it in a single weekend. It requires actually picking a niche and committing. But the financial outcome is enormous because every successful operator can scale to 7 figures in revenue within 2 to 3 years if they pick the right niche and execute consistently. And many of them go on to build agencies, sell to private equity, or roll up into larger companies for life-changing exits. The skill isn't technical. The skill is identifying a problem and solving it with AI faster than anyone else. Anyone can learn this. Almost nobody is doing it, which is exactly why the people who do it are getting rich. Now let me protect you from the most common ways people destroy money during AI revolutions, because the losses are at least as predictable as the gains. What not to do. Don't put a significant portion of your savings into a single AI stock, no matter how confident you are. Concentrated positions in volatile sectors are how people lose decades of wealth in months. The next Nvidia might be obvious in hindsight. It's almost never obvious in advance. Don't buy AI courses that promise to make you rich in 90 days. The legitimate AI skills take real time to develop. The 90-day promise is the marker of a scam. The actual operators making money will tell you it took them 18 to 36 months to build something that produces serious income. Don't fall for AI passive income schemes. The internet is full of people selling courses on how to make money with AI without working. Almost all of them are fake. The few real cases are people who built real businesses and then automated parts of them. Building always comes first. Passive comes later. Don't speculate in AI tokens, AI cryptocurrencies, or AI-themed NFTs. These are the modern equivalent of the dot-com penny stocks. The narrative is compelling. The actual business model usually doesn't exist. Most of them will be worth 0 in 5 years. Don't pivot your entire career into AI without a plan. People with stable careers are quitting their jobs to go all in on AI without a clear business, a clear niche, or a clear path to revenue. The smart move is to develop your AI operator skills while keeping your current income stable, and transition only when you have actual paying clients. Don't try to learn everything. The AI space is enormous. Trying to master all of it is paralysis. Pick one niche, one set of tools, one type of problem to solve. Go deep instead of wide. The operators getting rich are specialists, not generalists. Don't ignore the boring fundamentals. Even if you become a successful AI operator, you still need an emergency fund, you still need to invest in index funds for the long term, you still need to manage your taxes well. AI wealth doesn't replace financial fundamentals, it accelerates them, for better or worse. The AI revolution is the biggest financial opportunity of our generation, but the trapdoor under the floor is just as big as the opportunity. Most people who try to get rich from this will fall through it. The few who don't are the ones who follow these rules from the beginning. So let me leave you with this, the question you carry with you. AI will create more millionaires than the internet ever did. This is almost certainly true. The math of the spending, the speed of the adoption, the scale of the transformation all point in this direction. We're living through the largest financial opportunity in a generation. But the way that wealth gets distributed is not what most people think. It won't be distributed to the people who pick the right AI stocks. They'll mostly lose, the same way the dot-com speculators mostly lost. It won't be distributed to the people who chase the latest AI hype. They'll mostly burn out, the same way every hype cycle burns out its participants. It won't be distributed to the people who wait for the technology to settle down before they engage. By the time it settles, the window will have closed. The wealth will be distributed to the operators, the people who pick a niche, learn the tools, solve real problems, and build real businesses on top of AI infrastructure. The people who do what the internet millionaires did, quietly, methodically, while the speculators were busy watching their portfolios. So here's the question I want you to carry with you for the rest of the day, the one that matters more than anything I've said tonight. When you look back at this moment, 20 years from now, what will you have done with it? Will you have spent these years checking AI stock prices, waiting for the next breakthrough, buying and selling tickers, hoping you picked the right ones? Will you have watched the revolution from the sidelines with money in stocks you didn't really understand, owned by companies you didn't really know? Or will you have stepped through the window while it was open? Will you have picked a niche, any niche, and become someone who solved real problems with AI before anyone else in your industry did? Will you have built something that compounded? Will you have spent these years becoming the kind of operator who can't be replaced because they were the first one in? The internet millionaires didn't get rich because they were smarter than everyone else. They got rich because they showed up early and built something while most people were still watching from a distance. The AI revolution will reward the same behavior. It already is. The operators who are quietly crossing the millionaire threshold in 2026 aren't tech geniuses. They're just regular people who picked a problem, learned the tools, and committed to the work. Most people will not do this. They'll keep buying AI stocks. They'll keep watching from the sidelines. They'll keep telling themselves they'll start soon, and soon will turn into later, and later will turn into the window closed. But you don't have to be most people. You only have to pick one thing, one niche, one problem. One way you can use AI to do something faster, cheaper, or better than anyone else in your industry can. That's the entire game, and the prize on the other side of it is larger than any single stock will ever produce. The AI millionaires aren't waiting for the next earnings report. They're already building. You can either join them while the window is open, or watch them get rich from the sidelines and wonder, 20 years from now, why you didn't. The answer to that question will define the financial decade of your life.